Hi, I'm Vitaly. Today we'll talk about data model of our product. The topic of terminology is highly important for clear communication and shared understanding. We often use the same terms when speaking about different things, while sometimes we talk about the same things but call them something different. This video will help you to understand the data structure of Targetprocess and help you to map your organizational data structure to the Targetprocess data model. There are three types of entities we like to highlight in Targetprocess. Work is what we're working on, people, who is doing the job, and plans, when things are supposed to happen. Let's take a closer look. Your work in Targetprocess can be structured in the following way. Projects in Targetprocess represent products, services, or systems delivered to your customers, whether internal or external. They are long-lived objects and are deactivated only when the product or service has stopped being offered. Programs visualize groups of projects with something in common. It could be a family of products, a type of services, a group of systems, or any other of your choice. A project can only belong to one program at a time. Portfolio epics represent high-level large initiatives or projects in traditional work management approach. It's an optional work level. You only introduce it when you need to manage portfolio activities in the company. Portfolio epics practice is turned off by default in your account. Epics represent high-level product capabilities, service initiatives, or large features. They are big enough to span several product releases. One or many teams may work on it. Features are program-level work items, which represent new product features or smaller activities of implementing new product capabilities. Normally, it's something too large to be implemented during a single iteration, but small enough to fit inside a release. User stories represent a distinct piece of work in the system. They usually fit a single team iteration. User story is the lowest independent entity in Targetprocess, so a project with user stories inside is the simplest data structure you can start with if you don't need more levels in the work hierarchy. If required, user stories can be further broken down into tasks, which are the smallest work items. They represent personal tasks and activities to be done. Bugs represent defects, failures, or issues found during testing or that come from production that can exist independently or be linked to a user story or a feature. There are also requests, which represent incoming requirements, questions, or ideas from external users and may be used for idea management or project intake. Requests are a way to communicate with individuals who don't have access to Targetprocess and manage related work items once a request is processed. Impediments represent anything that keeps teams from getting work done. It may also represent potential risks that may affect delivery. Custom relations can be created between work items, representing dependencies, blockers, duplicates, and other relations between items. Every person in your company is represented as a user in Targetprocess. People can be organized into teams. Teams can be cross-functional, or you can organize them around some specific area or component. Assigning people or teams to a project means that you grant them access to view work in a project and edit it based on their role. Assigning people or teams to work items, such as portfolio epics, features, user stories, and others, means that they're going to do work on these items. One or many teams and people can be assigned to work items under different roles. Planning items in Targetprocess are represented by releases, team iterations, builds, and milestones. Releases represent a time box during which a group of teams deliver incremental value in the form of working, tested software, or systems. It has predetermined start and end dates, during which progress is monitored and compared with planned velocity. Team iterations are shorter fixed-length time boxes, used by agile teams to plan work and track progress. Builds represent a version of software that can be delivered to production. It includes all the released work items, such as features, user stories, bugs, for example. Milestones in Targetprocess are used to represent important company events, such as upcoming trade shows, a new regulation, or a meeting with a strategic committee. It is visualized as colorful flags on a timeline view. There's an additional set of items that belong to the test management area in Targetprocess. For every work and planning entity, you can create a related test plan which contains a set of lower-level test plans and individual test cases. This way, you can create a set of test cases to a user story, feature, or any other work item that you want to test against. Then you can execute a test plan multiple times. Every time you'd like to run it, you need to create a related test plan run, which will have a set of test case runs and test plan runs accordingly. Bugs can be linked to a test case run, to an appropriate test plan run, and then to a related entity if it exists. Please note that test plans can also exist with no relation to a work or plan item. We keep introducing new items into the Targetprocess data model to make people, work, and plan structures of your company covered in a better way. With these new items, we are able to introduce new solutions. Check the Solutions library, Targetprocess guide, or simply contact us to get more information about it. All the items mentioned in this video can be used as cards or lanes when building views in Targetprocess. And of course, you can build custom reports based on them. The items can be renamed in the Terms section if you prefer to use different names for entities. You can create a different set of names for entities in each process. And that's the data model in Targetprocess. For more information, feel free to check our other tutorial videos and articles in the guide. Have a great day, everyone!